But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. We choose to go to the moon.
Hello, welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky. This is the Dragonchain Update Show, and it is episode 1x15f. That is 0x15f. It's the 352nd episode of weekly AMA. That's over 6 years. I have to double check when we started. Maybe we're close to another anniversary. Anyway, reminder: nothing on the show is financial advice, and all the normal things. Stay tuned after the updates for an AMA, and you have time right now to a few minutes to get in a question. If you want a question answered, addressed, whatever, do that before the refresh. And let's see here. First up on Dragonchain updates. It's not moving. Oh boy. See, and now you know what? I can hear it here. You guys can't hear it. I'm going to leave it off. Last week's distribution of 238 lot. For this show, there were 2 questions for 59 lot each. Host received 59 and Dragonchain received 61 because of a rounding. And the patent portfolio tokenization update, still moving forward on it. We have a lot of things going on in the background. I'm trying to get a few things in place anyway, because a couple of I guess exciting developments for building stuff. We have a bunch of movement in a few of the startups that are using the platform and a few of the partners that are using the platform. So and that's with the new stuff. So we're very close. I'm hoping to get things ready. No promises, but I'm hoping to get things ready next week to unveil the beta program for the new network. So I know at least a good handful of you have requested early access to that. So I'll be reaching out ideally, I'll probably have something where you guys can reach out in one place, so I can get all the info to you in one place, and so that you can ask any questions in one place. So we'll get that set up soon. Just pay attention for that, and it'll be fun. It'll be a cool thing, and it'll there might be some things that go wrong, and that's why we want to do this now, because essentially you'll be able to tell us, hey, this I have a specific device I'm trying to put this on, or a specific operating system, and something broke. So that will give us a bunch of early info, which is what we will need. So that's the biggest thing coming. And so we've had a lot of like new chains popping into place. So and there are a few more coming. I have a couple of systems that we're running right now that are not integrated yet. That's one of the big things. One of the big things missing. So anyway, be ready for that. Let's go to Den.Social updates. All right. So as of April 16, that was the last 2 weeks. So I think he's on. William Emperor. Was there a Den.Dal call yesterday? That's a question. So let us know if you hear this. Otherwise, we will see. And I'm seeing I have chat up here. The last great American president. Maybe I don't see the what that was replied to. Anyway, all good. Let's see here. Next, we're going to go to World Blockchain Roundtable updates. So in case you missed it, last week's episode was wait, is this correct? It has here, let me double check this. Ask any blockchain software code question. I don't know which one is this week. Gosh, I'm sorry, guys. So we had the Thomas Aristotelian thought, but I think that was the one prior. So in my notes, that's what was last week, but we will see. And this week it's ask any blockchain technology software code question, but I swear that was last week. So here, let me look. We will look and see. Let's see here. There it is. Okay, so last week was okay, month of May's votes are there. You guys will see that on the show if you haven't already. And let's see here. Then ask any blockchain, that was last week. Then this week, today, in like 52 minutes, is can blockchain keep AI honest? The answer is yes, but it would require humans to want to do that. And a lot of the, oh, look at that. Kiss Crypto has some content tagged as abusive. Man, what did he do? What did he do? That's funny. Let's see here. Good stuff, though. So good stuff. Be ready for it. Get your questions in now. You have a chance. And you can get some points. You can get some tokens to own that and to kick somebody out, which would be awesome. Next update, though, we go, and I wasn't even sharing that screen, was I? Next update, though, we go to Meme Asylum. And we have where it's Thursday right now. You need to purchase some ECT, but then you need to go into denial, the gaslighting disorder, which won. Not what I voted for, but it won. And so it's all good. And make sure you mint it ASAP. You know, we only have 7 days. I need to go in there and mint mine before I forget. And then I have to rush at the last minute. So dollar denial. We should that means that if it's a restaurant, that means it's medium priced, right? Anyway, whatever. Let's see here. So go in there, make sure you're following Meme Asylum Experiment. We have a couple of things still coming up. NFTs are definitely in process. We have all the way through now into game development for the character cards that you could play. Both the session game and some other stuff with them. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be cool, and it's going to affect the entire Meme Asylum therapy session process. So have fun there, but pay attention on the X, and join the Telegram and everything else to get updates on all of those things. Okay, next up, let's see here. Am I in the right place? We go to Water Age 3 of Dracaria. So Dracaria updates. We will look at, let's look at community, see if there are any new hatches. Some new hatches coming up, 15 hours, 18 hours, 12 hours. Good stuff, beautiful stuff. This looks pretty crazy. Wow, this one I like. So anyway, very cool stuff. Pay attention. We have a lot of things going on here. We should have, I think next week we're going to get back to it where we have to test through all of the achievement functionality, including the bonuses and, when you get free keys or free drachma or whatever else. And we have a couple of things moving with, like say the withdraw functionality. Well, automated withdrawal is done. I just have to get it tested. And it's probably going to not be until this weekend or next week. And then we have other things coming to the marketplace, which would be the two functions I want to see most are offers, unsolicited offers, however you want to say it, and auctions. And so essentially it would mean that, hey, I have this dragon. Of course, an auction will have all of the typical standard stuff for setting parameters on an auction, with some limits, whatever else. But yeah, what you accept, things like that. It will let you set all of that, which will help. discover how much something is worth, because it's hard to tell. And I think a lot of market activity is probably limited because you don't know what, how much someone would want this particular dragon or egg. So, if we had an auction, that would help. And the other would be unsolicited offers, where someone could come in and say, hey, I'll give you $500 for that one, and you would never know that someone would have paid that. And so that makes it very easy. And when you have that, it will also, I assume it'll allow you to counter, so it won't just, I hope it'll be something like, I don't like, either I'll accept it right away, or I, maybe want a little more, or something, right? So we'll figure out if we want to add that, but, let us know what you think, wherever you can tell us, and we'll pay attention. Make sure you're also following Dracaria World on X. All right, follow Dracaria World on X, and pay attention, because there have been a few giveaways, other announcements, really cool stuff. So pay attention. All good. Let's see here. And that is it. Oh wait, I don't have it in my notes ordered correctly. Also, when you go to Dracaria.com, you can click on the hamburger icon, the nav, and go straight to the merch page and buy some merch. Cool merch. All good stuff. And let's see here. Now we're at the AMA, so we're going to do a refresh. I hope you got a question in, and we will. Okay, looks good. First question. Okay, so after the refresh, what change would you like to see for new L5s? Man, that's a good idea. Good question. I would say, obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum. I would probably want to go to the ranked list on I can't remember what the there is one that lets you see rankings by hash power and rankings by staking power and etc. And we want the strongest, most distributed, decentralized, and powerful networks out there. So there are several, and they do sometimes move. And we want the variety. Frankly, the other thing is we want variety of algorithm, right? Proof algorithm. So we ideally would have some component proof of stake, which Ethereum right now covers that really heavily. Bitcoin with proof of work, of course. If there are other proofs, like, it would be good to put Hashgraph in there. It would be good to put, there are a good few other networks that I would probably want to see on there. Solana, Base, things like Chronos, right? And things where we already have partners is another thing. We already have friends and partners that use some of these other chains that, I would include any, but the thing that's hardest right now to figure out, that we haven't finalized, and it might be something that we have to adjust over time once we kind of see how it works, especially after the beta, is we want to incentivize the people running the L5s, the interchain nodes, to add as much variety as possible. So essentially, we will probably break it down some way where there's an apportionment of reward value that will go to everyone running Bitcoin nodes based upon the number of verifications that they do, right? Because they would be able to control that. Let's say Bitcoin's fee is super high right now for some reason. It's happened in the past, right? Then you would be able to adjust, and ideally we'll plug something in that will automatically adjust it based upon your wishes for how fast your funding will go away, and that is the Bitcoin side. So because you have to pay Bitcoin to post a transaction. but you only have to do that every so often, every 30 minutes, every 3 hours, every day. And the more you post it, the more reward you will get. So it will be a competition, but it will be adjusted based upon the natural economics of it, right? Where, you might want to say, hey, I only want to spend $1 a day, or $1 at a time, and figure out how long that it'll take, where I can spend another $1 and only spend so much a week or something like that, right? And we have to similarly decide how do we reward something like Bitcoin, where we would expect multiple people to run that, Ethereum, where we would expect multiple people to run that, where there's going to be a lot of competition, and then compare that to some much lesser known or adopted chain, and I mean, you could say anything on that, but and also for something in the middle, like Solana or Base, right? How much do you reward the people that are running the Base nodes compared to the Bitcoin node, right? And is it, I mean, maybe the idea would be based upon what they are actually spending, right? So if it is, a ton of, and I don't know, it might not be that, but either way, something like that has to be set, where we have to decide how is it apportioned, because if we give equal to all segments, then you'll have an issue where you won't get some of the higher value verifications, because they get rewarded as much as a lower cost verification that isn't as high value, right? So we have to somehow do it in that way, which it might be based upon the current fees or something similar. But anyway, that was a very long answer, but that's a great question. So, because that's something that we're still working on. So it's interesting. It's good to kind of let that flow out there. Let us know if, let me see if I can refresh this real quick. No, I probably can't. Anyway, I'm going to close that. I'm going to check. I think my chat thing went dead. It died out. So 1 second here. I'm pulling it up again. Make sure I don't have any open chats. It's loading. I don't know. Okay, there it is. See, I didn't get some of it back. It's really weird. Something's wrong with the chat system here. Anyway, let us see. Can you arrange your schedule to join us on May 14 for the Roundtable's 260th episode? It'll be the 5th anniversary, 5-year anniversary for World Blockchain Roundtable. That's awesome. Here, let me look. May 16. I'm going to look right now. Pulling up. You guys can't see this. You can't see this. May 16. Wait, May 16. Is that right? That's a Saturday, isn't it? Let me see here. May 14. Sorry, I got it wrong. I'm sorry. Let's see here. May 14th, Thursday, of course it'd be. Yeah, I can do that. I can make sure I'm on that. That would be awesome. Thanks for reminding. Thanks for giving us notice. That is super important. Announcement, Dragon and Den, right on. And then we got Kips Crypto. Let's see here. Been asked this week on a couple of occasions, how exactly will Dracaria interact and integrate into Meme Asylum and vice versa? A great question. So, okay. So on Meme Asylum, the new app is coming. It's almost done, but we had to rework some stuff because there's a data issue and a migration issue. So everybody's back in town now, so it'll be much easier. That's coming. What we have, and I'll tell you all of the integration points at a high level. So what is already built is the payments system. So it's essentially going to be where in Meme Asylum, of course, you already have your wallet connect up there. So you connect your wallet, the system knows which account you are, your votes and all that. There will be another button up there and it might be across the whole site, or it might only be on the Meme Asylum NFT cards themselves. I don't know yet, but there will be a button to log into Dracaria, because the Dracaria is a Web 2. It's kind of a hybrid, but it's a Web 2 focused login, simple OAuth. But one way or another, you will log in to Dracaria, and if you don't have an account, you'll set up an account, log into Dracaria, and from there you will see a spawn page that will let you choose which type of purchase it will be. You'll have one that is cheap. I think it's $10, not final, but it'll say you get the run. You might get a tier 5. You might get a 1 of 1. You might get anything. It's $10, but there's a set of probabilities where the rarer forms will be rarer, and there will be a middle tier that will allow you to get. I say middle. It'll allow you to get a single character, and not all characters will be available in that, but you'll be able to say, I want this character, and then you'll have the probability within that one character. You'll still potentially get a rare one, but most likely you'll get a lesser rare one. And then the upper tier, most expensive purchase type would be that you get something that is tier 3 or above. So you're more likely to get a tier 4 or tier 5 than you would with the others, but it's more expensive. So you'll get a choice there, and all of the spawning then. So if we're talking about integration with Dracaria, and I guess I'll finish the payments bit first real quick. For as of now, I do believe you'll be able to pay with credit card, with Ethereum, with stable coin dollar USDC, USDT. You'll be able to pay with maybe dragons. I still need to talk to everybody, make sure it's okay. But the things that are in your native Dracaria wallet, payment by a Web3 regular payment, or a credit card payment. So anyway, that's all the payment stuff. When the spawn happens, so after you choose which kind of a spawn you want, the entire thing is Dracaria platform, where the choice, which tier, and I can't remember the ordering of this, so don't quote me on it, but it's not supposed to ring. That the tier is selected based upon Dracaria based entropy. So it's using Bitcoin and Ethereum entropy and Dracaria chain entropy to decide which tier you get, which character you get, which and then the outlay of that actual card is even randomized, which background, which foreground, which on the layering that you get. So and then all of the traits of the character, because every character has multiple traits like intelligence and insanity and things like this, right? So all of that will use Dracaria entropy. The card itself will be minted on Dracaria's chain and available inside of course, your Meme Asylum app itself, but also if you go to Dracaria, you'll be able to see your Meme Asylum cards there as well. So all of the marketplace stuff on Dracaria will work with the cards, and some of the features of some of the games that we're working will have particular details that you might want to go and find a particular card in the marketplace and purchase it and bring it over and play the game or whatever. So cool stuff like that. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, that's the so it's going to have an integration, single sign-on. It's going to have an integration of all the payments. All the payments for Meme Asylum will go through the Dracaria system for payments, and that way, even in your wallet, if you sell something in the marketplace, you'll have your money in your Dracaria wallet, so you could use it to spawn an egg, another character on Meme Asylum, or withdraw it, or whatever makes sense, right? So it's a potential exit strategy too. So if you want to, make some money with those memes, you can have fun doing it. So all good stuff. All right, let's see here then. Next, we go to William. I am 4 a.m. And it is. There were no Den.DAO meetings this week. No new info to report. No new issues posted in Den.DAO layer. See you next week, Brian. So, and we should get together. I haven't had time. This past 2.5 weeks have been just crazy. So we probably need to figure out next steps for Den. Excuse me. I have a few ideas, a few cool things that we could do with it, but we will see. Let's see here. So that's all the questions. So every participant will get credited with lot from Dragonchain layer, and you only get credited for the top one of the questions that your account makes. And in closing, let's see here. Go buy some Dragonchain merch at Dragonchain.Store. And again, you saw the Dracaria merch. And make sure you watch us again next week, same time. And watch the roundtable today at 1100 Eastern, 1500 UTC, which is 32 minutes from now. Make sure to follow Dragonchain, Real Denizens, Dracaria World, Meme Asylum X, and Jojo Row on X and on Den.Social. And I think that's everything. I should be more ready, but you guys have a good week. All right, talk soon.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best. Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.